Welcome, gentlemen. Let's take a short break from the topic of which women to avoid and discuss a related but different topic. How women interpret any social trend in which they play a central role as evidence of female superiority or victimhood and as male inadequacy or abuse. If women outperform men in any arena, that's evidence of female superiority and male inadequacy. If men outperform women in any arena, that's evidence of female oppression. If women are contracting STDs at a higher rate than men, it's because men are infecting women with STDs. The person less likely to have an STD is the one infecting the person more likely to have one. Multitasking menial chores like audio typing, which is typing while listening, is female superiority. Monotasking, a very complicated problem like fixing a washing machine, is male inferiority. If a woman has an abortion, it's because a man made her pregnant. If a woman is a single mother, it's because men walk out on their families. If the children of single mothers grow up to be dysfunctional, it's because they didn't have fathers. If women have babies via sperm donor with the intention of raising the child alone, it's because men are not necessary in the lives of children. If a woman says she wants to have a baby and raise the child alone, it's because men are too inadequate to match her high expectations. If women initiate 80% of divorces, it's because 80% of married men are inadequate husbands. It just makes me wonder why any woman would want to have anything at all to do with men, much less have sex with a man, marry a man, or have a child for a man. Now, I only want to focus on the fact that women initiate 80% of divorces. They say because men are inadequate. The argument goes that since women are now independent, they are less tolerant of subpar men. Therefore, men should raise their game if they are to be considered worthy to be in the company of goddess woman. Well, let's look at the caliber of Miss Independent Woman. What is this claim of independence built on? Did Independent Woman create any of the institutions or systems or industries that made her independence possible? No. Who did? Men. So let me use an analogy to put this claim of independence in clear perspective. A woman claiming independence from men is like a child saying that she no longer needs her parents after they've given her her own room in their house. The epitome of ingratitude, arrogance, and vanity. Raise my game. You must be out of your fucking mind. Take away all the welfare benefits and women-only social programs, including women-only job training and education programs. Then take away child support and alimony, all paid for by men collectively in the form of taxes, or paid by individual men to individual women, in the case of child support and alimony. Then let's see how independent women are. The subprime mortgage market has crashed, and we're going through a credit crunch at this very minute, both of which we're told has hit women hardest. Because of course everything is always worse for women. So what plan have these strident independent women come up to address this crisis? They've formed a committee and thrashed out a 3-point plan of action. 1. Blame it on bad advice and slack lending practices on the part of banks. 2. Blame job losses, which in reality has hit men much harder, on a sexist recession that selectively targets women for unemployment. 3. Demand, or rather plead pitifully, that something must be done about it by the government. And voila, that's how Independent Woman solves a problem. And that's what men should raise their game to match. This is a bit like a recreational tennis player telling a top-seeded professional that he can't play in the recreational league until he raises his game. The beggar wants the giver to up his game. And actually this latter analogy nails it precisely. Independent woman always wants more of something she didn't earn, and she wants someone else to provide it. She wants more options, more privileges, more respect, more praise, and more of someone else's money to do less than the nothing she's already doing to earn it. And I say, go fuck yourself. Hands up any man who wants to get married nowadays. Marriage rates have fallen to their lowest since records began. And it's not just because of women's choices, but due to men consciously avoiding marriage. And that's a good start as far as I'm concerned. We've stopped marrying them so that they can't take our money and be independent with it. The next thing to do is stop breeding them so that they can't use our own children to leech off us. After that, we must demand that all women-only welfare programs are abolished or enlarged to include men. If not, then we just stop paying for it. There aren't that many men eager to get married nowadays, and that's because they don't want to fund an ex-wife's independence. So any woman waiting for someone to raise his game had better buy herself a good duster to clear away all the cobwebs she's going to be fighting for space in her home. Later.